All right, what's going on, everybody? This Coach Greg Adams back in here with another YouTube live stream. Shout out to the Coach Gang.
And that's
for being in here, being involved, and being active on this YouTube channel. And welcome back to Thursday Night Roski, the formerly second longest running episodic programming live stream here on YouTube. You in here with the Bruce Wayne of this ish, the King of Kings, the King of Content, and the Speaker of Truth, yours truly, the Notorious One, a.k.a. Mr. Coachellini, better known as the Prognosticator, Coach Stradamus, and you're in the Desert Storm bunker with none other than EWF. That is every woman's fantasy, but you can call me CGA, God Allah, and I'll be the 14-time demonetized champion of YouTube. We got a great show for you. Evening show lined up for today. Today we're going to talk about Kanye West being accused by his former assistant of putting his dillsnick in her mouth.
There's barbecue in there.
All right, putting his dillsnick in her mouth unconsensually. We're going to go over that. Potentially sex trafficking charges coming the way of one Kanye West. Also an update on the Shannon Sharpe case. He showed up to court today, but somebody did not show up to court today. Okay, we're going to talk about that and much, much more. But to contribute to today's show, $, the Notorious CGA. On the Cash App, it is Venmo. Coach Greg Adams TV, it is PayPal. PayPal.me/Coach Greg Adams. That's near the top of the description box on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. And you can super chat by clicking the link on the top of the live chat on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. New world order. I did an update on my computer, and my Stream Deck wanted to do an update. Of course, anytime I see this, I'm like, I don't want to do an update. But of course, I did an update, and guess what? All my Stream Deck is messed up. All my Stream Deck is messed up. Oh my Lord. This is just... All right. So my sound effects are good, but I have a lot of keys keyed into my Stream Deck, like the transition from the screen, from the intro to turn the mic on. Now I have to do all of that manually, the screen share. So I got to have time. I thought I was going to chill tonight after this stream, but apparently not. All right. Apparently I'm going to be keying in things, and some of these things I don't even remember what it was. So I have to go back and remember what it was. But anyway, you don't give a fuck about none of that shit. We got a great show for you lined up today, but let me see if I can get to the earlier contributors to today's show. We had a great show from earlier today, but let's see if we can get it. Dr. Love is back in the building. He says CGA is right about these young women killing you. He says, when I was in Medellin 2 years ago, there was a worker at a cafe that informed me that 2 American white men, both 62 years old, brought 2 sexy young women into their hotel in Cartagena. Both men were found dead a few days later. Just like that. Both men were found dead a few days later. All right. It is no joke out here, man. It is no joke. They lethal out here, bro. All right. They lethal. Shout out to everybody in Medellin and Cartagena and everybody in Cali, Colombia. It is a dangerous place to go. It is a dangerous place to go, man. They will kill you out there, man. All right, I'm supposed to go to Colombia out there, but, you know, I'm reconsidering. I bought a nice ticket. I have a nice trip planned, and it's been on my list for a long time, but don't fuck around and find out there, man. Don't fuck around and find out. They will kill you. And then I showed you, they interviewed some women who basically said, yeah, they pulled these scam and heist on guys. They don't intend to kill them, but they're like, we got to do what we got to do. Remember, I showed you that if you're a big avid watcher of the Notorious channel or the Free Agent Lifestyle channel, I showed a video of women saying, yeah, you know, it is what it is. We don't mean to kill them. We know it could kill them. We don't know if they're dead. We never follow up, but we're trying to steal out here. Woo-wee. But yeah, man, it's crazy. It is crazy. It is crazy, crazy, crazy. But yeah, they will get your ass out there. All right. And so I'm thinking, gotcha, bitch. I spent a little money setting up this trip, but you know, is it worth dying? They got some beautiful women out there. Is it worth dying for? All right. If I come up missing, it is what it is. Shout out to No Government ABA. Says, thank you for bringing back the nighttime live streams on YouTube. By the way, I'm one of those ninjas who refuses to switch platforms, so I never saw any of your Twitch streams. I might load some clips up over here of some of those old Twitch streams because I know a lot of people haven't seen them. Judging from the fact that, you know, I can tell the audience over there, the peak audience one time was 1,000, near 1,000. And then the audience kind of dwindled down to like 300, 400. And then, you know, lately 100, 200. So not a lot of people don't switch platforms. People are very comfortable on the platform they're watching you on. Shout out to our brother. It is Bryce. We got Bryce already. Shout out to you. And let me check if there's any PayPals and we'll jump into it. I got an interesting video that I want to show you. This is to a small audience. I might show it in the morning. But an interesting video of a woman, a sister, a black sister. I love you. She has an interesting take on what type of man that she would want to date. Maryland guy says, "What's up, coach? Bitcoin is about to touch $116,000. Let's fucking go to $1 million. To infinity and beyond." All right, Bitcoin is here to stay. Remember about 3-4 years ago, it was a scam. The Bitcoin seems like it's here to stay. Shout out to our brother Mark and coach. Sorry I couldn't get at you earlier today, but I wanted to say kudos for last night's extensive talk on the fragile male ego. Men, listen up when coach is speaking. All right, listen up when coach is speaking. You know, I do get some trolls here and there, but when I'm delivering a sermon or a message, what I don't see often, and I do see this often with other content creators, not often, but I do see other content creators go through this. Typically, we're speaking in an echo chamber, so you'll have majority of people supportive of your message typically, and so it's to be expected that people are going to watch something that they agree with and support. But let me tell you, when I be cooking, nobody's disagreeing, and I even opened up the opportunity. Does anybody disagree with me? Trolls, whoever, anybody vehemently disagree with the direction of the conversation I'm taking it. And you will find that not many people will voice their opinion to disagree. Okay, so I'm giving people a perspective. It might not be conventional wisdom. It might not be the norm. It might be an outlandish or outrageous take, but I'm giving you a truth that you cannot deny. I'm giving you a truth that you cannot deny. I did see a video of a guy, I think he's a content creator, and he's like 8 years, and these content creators still talking about relationships, still talking about dating, as if it's going away. I wonder if I have this video saved here. As if it's going away. Listen, this conversation didn't just start 8 years ago. All right, it started on social media 8 years ago or more, and it's really been about 12 or 15 years. This is what people don't get. And they're really just hearkening back to, you know, right before Kevin Samuels hit the mainstream. But nah, man, it ain't going away. All right, look, that's just like saying, you know, because dudes, he was basically like, it's easy. Just get with somebody you rock with, get with somebody you like, you take them out, you like, and then blah, blah, blah. Okay, so he's trying to just minimize how easy, he's just trying to minimize relationships, right? We don't want to talk about the bad stuff. And I'm like, huh? Listen, if nobody wanted to talk about relationship content and it was so easy to get into relationships, why do we have divorce lawyers? Why do we have divorce lawyers? Why do we have marriage counselors? Why do we have licensed family therapists in marriages or whatever they call them? Okay. Why do we have the family court? If you just don't want to talk about it, say you don't want to talk about it. If you ain't got no solutions, you ain't got no solutions. Don't just be like, oh, it's easy. You just get with this person and then you like them, they like you, and then now all of a sudden, KISSING. First comes love, then comes marriage, then comes a baby and the baby carries. Don't try to mates. Look at it already. There's a lot of people out here absolutely struggling. All right, there's the male loneliness epidemic. There's also there's more single women in the history of the world. Okay? Damn. Like, what's going on already? Jesus. I mean, already in it. New world order. All right, what are we doing? All right, so anyway. So people just try to sum it up as easy as people just get together and you pay for the date. Nah, it ain't that. It ain't that easy. It ain't going to be that easy. Don't just dismiss it and everybody should just be easily be able to find their person. Nah. All right, nah. All right, anyway, enough about that shit. They already on my neck. You got to protect your neck out there. Yeah. Okay, so let's get into this part of the show here. What do we got here? We have a woman that says, oh, I got an interesting story for you. I just saw this. Let's start with this story because it's some fugazi-ish. Unfortunately, this is indicative of Gen Z men Gen Z men, protect your neck, guys. There is a famous streamer. Even my son know who this streamer is. He was just talking about him. He was like, he doesn't stream anymore. I'm like, maybe my son hasn't been, checking it out. But he was like, oh, this dude doesn't stream anymore. And I was like, oh, that's crazy. But apparently they have a clip of this streamer who is saying, okay, remember we talk about OnlyFans and girls and regretting their past and this type of thing, and they're gonna ruin their chances of having success, and then the internet is forever, right? You know what I mean? Like everybody's kind of doing things. So this is not, apparently, this just doesn't apply to women. It overwhelmingly applies to women because women are jumping out here. They're jumping on these dating apps. They're jumping on OnlyFans or any of these Fansly, all right? And they're jumping on sugar daddy apps. And they're exploring their options. They're curious. They're dipping their toe in the marketplace to see how it works. They may not stay. They might have a date or two or whatever, but the internet's forever. People are going to find this trail. So it's important for you to understand that, what you put on the internet, even when it concerns me, what you put on the internet is going to be there forever. It could come back to haunt you. Well, unfortunately, they have a streamer. His name is Plaqueboymax. And I'm sad to report this because apparently this is one of Gen Z's favorite streamers, including my son. But Gen Z, y'all on the ropes, man. Y'all on the ropes. Let's show you this story. And I got to do it manually because I don't have my stream deck, like I said earlier here. I got to share this story. Plaqueboymax responds after fans find an old profile of his on a man-only dating app.
Hey, yo, chill, son. Hey, yo.
He admits it's part of his past and says he's changed since then. Oh, no. Oh, no. Nigga, like, oh, my God. Ooh, you niggas. You new niggas. Unbelievable.
Hey, yo, chill, son. Hey, yo.
So this is not just women, fam.
Hey, yo, chill, son. Hey, yo.
Oh, no. Let's play it right here.
Hey, yo, chill, son. Hey, yo.
Ooh, wait.
Hey, yo, chill, son. Hey, yo.
Woo, wee.
Hey, yo, chill, son. Hey, yo.
This is some new niggas.
Hey, yo, chill, son. Hey, yo.
Y'all new niggas.
Hey, yo, chill, son. Hey, yo.
All right, look.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Gen Z, you guys got too much. Maybe it was during COVID. I'm not trying to go give this man an excuse. I'm not going to give this man an excuse. But damn. All right.
You big dummy.
Yo. Whoa. We can't. I can't even. Oh man. These Gen Zs.
Hey, yo, chill, son. Hey, yo.
These Gen Zs. What more? I'm gonna play the clip here, but we gotta have a talk. You Gen Zs. You guys are just experimental ass niggas. All right. Wow. All right. This is crazy, man. I'm going to have a talk to my son. I'm going to have to talk to my son out here, man. All right. So let's go ahead and see what he has to say related to this. I got to key it in real quick. There it is right there. Let's see what he has to say. All right. His explanation.
That's the thing about being on the internet. These type of shits live on forever. And that's just something I have to be okay with because it happened. I did it. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's ultimately my fault. I got to take accountability. I'm the one who did that bullshit. You feel me? How I really look at it is like it was really more so a message from God. Like, this is where, like, look what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all my gay niggas. I'm sure there's some gay niggas in chat because there's mad niggas in here. Y'all are great. That's the thing about being on the internet. These type of shits live on forever. And that's just something I have to be okay with because It happened. I did it.
Oh, the humanity. Hey, yo, chill, son. Hey, yo.
Butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high. Take a look, it's in a book.
Hey, yo, chill, son. Hey, yo.
I can go anywhere. Friends to know and ways to grow. A reading rainbow.
Hey, yo, chill, son. Hey, yo.
Be anything. Take a look, it's in a book. A reading rainbow. A reading rainbow.
So what you're telling me is you're a Duke shooter? So this is what you're telling me. You're telling me you got light in the loafers. You got sugar in your tank. He said, I did it. So did you meet? You're on a site for men only. Like, I don't know what this site is. I cannot recognize it. But you're telling me you met up with dudes? That's what you're telling me. And you looking, woo, sugary sweet. I mean, is this what we saying? This is the Generation Z right here.
That's the thing about being on the internet. These type of shits live on forever. And that's just something I have to be okay with because
I got to be okay with it.
it happened. I did it.
I did it. What did you do? You're a bottom, my qualities, bottom, submissive, BDSM, and role play. Bruh. What? Oh my gosh, man. Yo, oh my God. Becky, look at her butt. Where's my what the hell button right here? I guess I have to find it here, but.
Straight jacket.
Yeah, he gonna cross over for sure on this one, man. But we do have some updates on this one right here.
Turn around and tell those people. Tell them, I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. I don't like men no more. I said I like women. Women. I said women. I'm not gay. I would not date a man. I would not carry a purse. I would not put on makeup. I will love a woman. Tell me, I'm not gay no more. I am delivered.
What the hell? Oh my God, no way. Now we know why he's, you know, you have to wonder why people get a push through social media. And there's been conspiracies abound related to this. Why people get not a push in social media and why people get a push in social media. You know, they talked about this. Cat Williams said, behind that door, don't go to the Diddy party. Some people go to the party. I've been noticing, especially with black men, they get a push. Especially if they lighten the loafers, they get that push. But you might not understand why. Now, it makes sense. Now it makes sense. And I was curious about this, about some of the red pill guys. There's been some red pill guys that got an inexplicable push that just doesn't make sense. But now, when you think about it, enough of this. Let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. Because, you know, there's some people that are talented and there's some people that are not talented, not extremely talented, but they get a push. Why are they getting a push? You're not getting a push. So now you see why certain people get a push. You see what I mean? Certain people go up through the algorithm and you're like, huh? And then certain people are squashed by the algorithm. That funny style shit. But my man said he a bottom. Okay. So what about this? What about what they call hybristophilia? People have accused certain women of, going after thugs or pookies or this type of thing and trying to create happy homes, creating pookie spawns, and they're not working out. Right? So people have accused women of this behavior. We're going to see a video. This should be an interesting video. And it's a video of this sister. And she looks like a Baltimore, Washington, D.C. sister. Right? Typically of, because a lot of men be like, Coach, man, why you like all these linglings and white girls and Latinas? Why you got sisters at the bottom? You have to understand, pause. And I even heard the great ABL, Anthony Brian Logan, admit this because he went to California. And he said, oh, I could see why there's so much interracial dating. Because 9 out of 10 people you see are not black. Right? 9 out of 10 people you see are not black. And depending where you are, you can see 100, 200, 1,000 people before you see another black person, just depending on where you are. And I grew up in many of these places: Thousand Oaks, Westlake Village, Agora Hills. I spent a lot of time there. I spent a lot of time in Newport Beach, Corona Del Mar. You'll see thousands of people before you see a black person. So a lot of people that are from the South or blacks from the Midwest, you don't realize this. You guys got your little pockets, DC, Baltimore, Birmingham, Atlanta, Jacksonville, Charlotte. You guys see these people. You guys go live in Chicago, Southside, Milwaukee, Gary. You know what I mean? Like, you guys see black people all the time. When you're on the West Coast, you don't see that many black people. Even though numerically there is a lot, there's not that many people on the West Coast, period. I think only 10% of the U.S. population or so lives on the West Coast past Colorado to the west. So it's a small percentage of people that live out there. Then when you even do the numbers, there's not that many black people in this area. It's 10% of 10% of the U.S. population. So you don't see a lot of black women. And then the black women you see are kind of just, right? Yeah, Cleveland. You're going to just see black people everywhere. You're going to see your aunts and all of these people here, your nieces, your cousins. So when you go to the West Coast, it's not like that. You're going to see everybody else but blacks. But you would have to live in pockets. You have to live in Vallejo in the Northern California, Oakland. You'll see a lot more. You'll see a lot more around the South, L.A. Park, Crenshaw, Watts. You're going to see a lot more, but you're going to see a lot of more Hispanics than anybody else. Shout out to the Mexicans. Okay. But you're not going to see just black women just anywhere and everywhere. You're going to see a whole bunch of people and a whole bunch of ethnicities, and mostly Latinas and whites. That's going to be the number one. So that's the reality. So, yeah, there's that. But you're going to see this sister. So she looks like a DC. What does it say here? Oh, okay. We can't see where she is. And this sister right here with the fake hair on her head. Yeah, I'm not a fake hair person there. I'm not. I can't do wigs and weaves. I can't do them. And look at that hairline. All right, shout out to her. I mean, she balder than her grandpapa. Her grandpapa ain't that bald. Like, how are you walking around like this? Slick your hair back all on the sides, and you got this big-ass bun on the top. It's not even real. Like, yo, right? That is insane to me. Like, that looks like clown shit to me, just so you can see here. That looks clownish. Like, this don't even make sense. Like, how in the world, bro? Like, you need to, come on, man. Come on, man. Not even George Jefferson's hairline was like this. Like, this isn't crazy, man. This is incredible hairline. But she walking around, Coach, she a beautiful sister. Like, gosh. But y'all be seeing this and don't say nothing. Give them a whole pass. I mean, she balder than me. All right, that's crazy. And what kind of glasses are these? Are these what do they used to call these? Gazelles? All right. All right, what do we got here? Who's texting me? Oh, okay, I see what's going on here. All right. I see what's going on. All right, there we go. I got a trip coming up. So she texting the brother. All right. Oh, I see who it is. Oh, okay. Okay. I see what's going on. Anyway. Then we got the bun at the top. And I mean, this is insanity. I can't do fake hair, by the way. I can't even do fake hair on white women. All right. If I get a white woman and I start feeling those, those, what do you call those? Those extensions with the, I can't do it. I was recently with a woman like that. And I was like, damn, she got extensions. All right, but take a look at this right here. We've seen these before. A chart. Who you choosing? And let's take a look at it. A, B, C, or D. A, B, C, or D. I've seen this with women. I haven't seen it with men. But A, B, C, or D. Let's go here. We have A, fitness instructor. Fitness instructor. We see him. He's leaned and ripped. All right. Leaned and ripped. Manicured. Hairline lined up. Beard lined up. Beard connecting. He has no kids. He's super caring, but he's terrible in bed. Okay, you see that? That's A. Fitness, lean and rip, terrible in bed, but he's super caring. He has a good heart, no kids. We have B, also no kids, but he's overweight. Okay, you can see he's overweight. He's built like Richard Seymour from the Oakland Raiders and the New England Patriots. He owns a nightclub. He's super romantic, but he's jealous. All right, jealous. He has a jealous streak. Meaning that he's not going to let her rest. He's always going to think she's cheating. But he's super, and he's, oh my goodness. There's not a lot of complete men out here. What did I do? All right, was it the Duke shooting stuff? Damn. Can I live? YouTube. Can I live? Damn. What am I doing? Does anybody else have this much problems live streaming? What the fuck? This is insanity. Can I stream without y'all fucking around with me? God dang. Okay. B, Richard Seymour, no kids, club owner, super romantic, jealous. Then you have C, who is a bank manager, so he probably makes a good salary. He's a single dad. He's a great cook. He cooks. And then he's controlling. All right, he's controlling. So there's no perfect man here. I exhibit many of these qualities already in many of these guys. Then you have B. You do have an age there. All of these men, you can't really see the age. Then you have D, pause. One kid, probably doesn't have a relationship with the kid. Just 10 years. He did 10 years in the prison. He's great in bed. He can lay down that pipe. And he owns a mechanic shop. So we don't have, you can make a lot of money owning a mechanic shop. But, maybe he doesn't. He cleaned up his life. He's no longer in crime. He can put it down in bed. But he has a kid, but we don't know the relationship with the kid. So we got Pookie as D. All right. We have Tyrone as A. And then we have the educated lame as C. Okay, he's a single dad, right? Educated lame. He's controlling, awkward. We have Square as C. And B, we generally don't have an archetype for B, but he's the fat cool nigga. All right, I guess he owns a nightclub, so he's the smooth player. He's the smooth player. All right, so this sister is going to pick her option. Which men do she like? Which man do you think she's going to pick? All right, we'll do a poll. We're going to do a poll. Which man do you think she's going to pick? Which man will the sister pick? All right, and then we'll do an option here. Okay, option A, B, C, or D. All right, remember, Pookie is not always a bad-looking guy. All right, C is going to be the lame or square. Okay, and then B is cool dude. And then A is going to be Tyrone. Okay, A is Tyrone. So go ahead and pick. We got MC Light over here. It's going to pick who she's going to pick here. Let's hear her explanation. How old is she? I mean, you can see she's definitely touching 40. All right. She definitely touching 40. All right, which one's Glocktavius? D? All right, so we got Pookie. the Square, the Cool Dude, and Tyrone. All right, here we go. This is just one woman, by the way.
So, who you choosing? A, B, C, or D?
That's so wrong to do a black man like that. Goodness, no. All right. Ooh, 10 years in prison?
10 years.
Great. I mean, for what though?
For
You
what?
I mean, because if it was money laundering, you know. Then,
Right, okay, got you. I got you. Depends on the crowd.
Yeah.
Okay, so she keyed in on D, Glocktavius Pookie. 10 years, but for what though? She wants to know what he did 10 years for. Wow. Damn. And so this woman is not the top of the top. She's not the cream of the crop. She wants to know what he did 10 years for. Out of all the dudes, she keyed in on him. But what was the crime? Did he touch a kid? Did he kill someone? Money laundering? Okay, we can let that slide. Okay, so let's continue to see who she picks from here.
I mean, I would say A, because you can fix terrible in bed. Everybody is teachable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And runner-up is D.
You'll give a chance.
Yeah.
Think of what day.
Yeah. I mean, why
what
not?
did you do?
Play as fuck up.
Oh, play as fuck up. So look at that, guys. So A, she picked Tyrone. You can fix terrible in bed. So she picked the lean and rip. And then runner up, she would really wanted to pick Pookie. All right, but you know, she can go with the option. So the losers are clearly the fat niggy, the cool fat niggy, and the square ass niggy, the lame. All right, you clearly lost. You didn't get picked. So she went Tyrone or Pookie. Now, of course, these archetypes are archetypes that we've talked about a lot, and people dismiss them. But as you can see, she was like, well, the muscles, I'll go with the muscles. So body game, shout out to Rom Wills. And then Dilsnick, the D, 10 years in prison. Ooh-wee. Damn. All right, that is a cold reality, isn't it? But it's not a surprise at all because we talk about it. Now, if we would have said Tyrone, Lame, Pookie, she wouldn't have picked them. But she picked based on what she wants.
Like that. They gonna like you.
Play as fuck up.
All right. So, who you choosing? A, B.
All right, and so I want to read the comments. She says, one woman says, I'm good with B. Chubby, it says Cubby. Chubby and cute, keeps warm all night and has snacks. Woman says, well, none of the above. This one says, shaking my head, but I'll pick A or D. I can't do controlling or jealous. So this is an indicator for men. Although these guys were good guys, they probably express their insecurity based on their position in life, right? You don't have as many options. You tend to be controlling, right? You're overweight. You might have some insecurities, and then you're jealous. The other two didn't exhibit that. One had criminal behavior that we didn't know, and he could lay it down in bed, and one was muscular. So they went with the obvious. It says, C, I like to eat, and I like to be told what to do. So this woman picked C, which was the lame and controlling. All right, we got B for sure. This one picked D. B is the only answer. Everybody loves a teddy bear. Prison, nah. Be wondering if he had a girlfriend there. All right, so now we got some more Duke shoot shit. And then what was D locked up for again? Okay. Why did D go to jail? All right, so there you go right there. More of the women are asking, why did D go to jail, though? This one says A is the only option. They don't care about the sex. Too grown for drama, I can teach him. I think it says A, too grown for drama, I can teach him. And D, but depends on what took him to jail. Another woman says D is the only answer. You see this D, she just wanted anyway. She ain't no way. What? She just ain't want to say D. Okay, so she wanted to say D and then substituted A as a last resort. And a lot of people are picking D. A lot of these women saying D. D, people change. Even with the laughing emoji. Okay, hybristophilia is real. Look at the amount going with D. We have another one, D. This one says, I remain single, none of the above. I don't want anyone who is jealous or controlling. Listen up, we can say this. We can also learn from this. Is that jealous and controlling is always a no-go. Unfortunately, there's a fine line between jealousy and controlling, right? Initially, this behavior is wanted. The woman likes it. She appreciates it. She appreciates that he's checking up on her and this type of thing, and he's making decisions on her behalf. But once you cross the line, that thin line between jealous and insecurity, jealous and controlling, where she likes it and then it pivots to where you're always questioning where she is, it's a no-go. It's a no-go, right? That they don't want. And also, I will say this about jealous and controlling, is that one thing about men that are jealous and controlling, they normally have a reason to be. And the other thing is the women kind of don't want accountability, right? They want to be given space to do things. They want to they want to be in a relationship and also be acting single, right? So they want to go out with their friends and woohoo. They want to do that and go out and be at the club so that when you exercise your right to question her, she doesn't want that. So she wants a relationship, but she also wants to operate as single when she wants to. She wants to turn the switch off and on. I do too, but she wants to turn the switch off and on. I'm in a relationship as long as you're here, but I'm single when you're not here. Okay, when I'm not with you, I'm single. There's another thing that happens here is that a lot of these women do, and I want you to watch out for this because these things happen, is that when a lot of women want to function, they want to get away from a controlling guy, they want to get away from a jealous guy. One thing you will find is that that guy is almost the only guy that shows up for her. Okay, and I'm defending controlling, jealous guys because, you know, we all have this characteristic that we get blamed for and a woman runs. But this controlling thing is that when a woman wants this space, right? She wants this space to be able to act single and, you know, have her friends and her gay friends and her ex-boyfriend. When she wants to do this, what you will find that this is mostly related to the intimacy in bed. As you can clearly see, these women overwhelmingly, the majority of them were picking D, Pookie. So the good in bed is one thing. Now, I want you to watch out for this. What happens is these women will choose that and say, this guy is too controlling. I want my freedom. I want to be outside. The men that they do these things with, most of the time, when it comes to doing things in broad daylight, these men are not there. I want you to listen to me because this might hit home for a lot of people. So she wants to be, you know, getting her back blown out. She wants to be getting her tonsils buttered. She wants her cheeks clapped. She wants to have space and freedom to do so. She wants you to not pay attention. She wants her ex to be able, you know, blow her back out and run it up the Duke chute. She wants to get pissed on and dookied on in this. She wants space to do this. But these days might be like 2 or 3 days a week. It's not going to be an everyday thing. Why? Because the guy that does that is not going to always be available to her. He's going to have other hoes. Follow me. What then happens is when it's time to go to brunch, when it's time to go to events, when it's time to go to birthday parties, when it's time to go to family events, when it's time to live this life, she calls back on B and C. She calls back on B and C because A and D are never going to show up to those events. The players, the ex-boyfriend, the drug dealer, the Pookie, right? When it's time for her to go hang out with friends and go to the Halloween party and then show up to birthday events and brunches and go to concerts, and when it's time to do that shit, she ain't got nobody to go with. So she'll reach out. Hey, kid, we're going to a concert. Can you come? Are you interested in coming? Why? Because they need somebody to go. They need a chair to fill. They got a section. They need you. And then when you show up, they're going to be like, oh, be generous and pay. And so you're more likely to pay and sponsor and buy alcohol and look, she can look legit and have company. So now they need somebody to pay for it and sponsor and be seen and be the guy, the head pat. And then when the party's over, she goes home and fucks Pookie at the middle of the night. She might give you some pussy in between that. But she might suck your dick off and then say, I gotta go. Then Pookie's gonna be waiting for her. And he didn't put in the hours. He didn't put in the time. He didn't hang out. He didn't glad hand. He didn't take pictures. He didn't stand over there taking pictures of the group. He didn't pay for the drink. He didn't be generous and say, oh, drinks on me, rounds on me. So when it's time for this man to show up, the niggas don't show up. But these are the men they're attracted to. This is the life they want to live. They want that guy. They want access to D. Maybe at the end of the party, he shows up. Oh, hey, what y'all doing? Or he's over in another part of the party with his other hoes. But when it's time to butter tonsils, he shows up. When it's time to clap cheeks and go raw up the Duke shoot, he shows up. But they always lean on B and C. They'll always lean on B and C to do the right thing, to show up and glad hand and go to the family event and wear the ugly sweater contest at Christmas and then go to the day club and pay for the cabana, right? They want him to do that. They don't have a problem calling his ass to do that, playing you like a fool. Okay? Hey, we want to invite you to something. Oh, that's just something that's going to have to pay $1,200 that I know y'all hoes ain't got. Now he's buying everybody mimosas and champagnes and drinks, and he going to pay half or all. He going to be generous. Hey, girls, it's on me. So they'll invite you to that. But when it's time to get back blown out in orgies and trains, they are hide. You see hide nor hair of these hoes. They want to go and hide under the cover of darkness and all of that shit and let these niggas show up and put dick in them. By the way, she confirmed this. She confirmed this. So I want you guys to realize who and where you're at. What you get invited to. When it's time for the orgy in the train, you ain't nowhere to be seen. You ain't getting no invitation, no text messages. When it's time for the fucking to start, you ain't getting no text messages at 10:30 or 11. When it's time for the hookup and the sneaky link, nobody texting your monkey ass to show up. When it's time for the wife swap and the swinging and the drug, no, you ain't there. When it's time for the party to start and motherfuckers is dressed scantily clad, you ain't there. No text, no invite. But when it's time for, we need to look honest and we need to look, you getting the text then. When it's time to look, we just here just, in broad daylight, you getting the text. Hey, we want to invite you to something. You getting the text. So watch this. This is very deceptive. It is very disrespectful. And this is how they see you. This is how they treat you. Now they want to invite you to shit. But at 10:30, 11, 12, 1, house party, you ain't getting no motherfucking invitations. You ain't getting no call or no text. I want you to notice that. I want you to write it down when it happens to you. I want you to see how they really treat you. Somebody said it hurts because I was that dude. Press 1 if you've been there. Yep, when it's time to keep up appearances and family is around, all the sisters, the cousins, the nephews, the nieces, the mom, the dog, the best friend, when it's time for that to happen, then they want to reel your ass in. Oh, come and hang out so I can look like a legit woman and not a whore. Because she invite Pookie, the nigga gonna come and everybody gonna be like, this your dude? So she gotta not look like a whore that she is when the motherfucking sun goes down. But when the sun goes down, you don't get a message. Pookie getting the message. She driving to Pookie 2 hours away. She doing the dirt for Pookie. She getting her tonsils buttered by Pookie. But when it's time to go to the funeral, the wedding date, the Christmas party, the Thanksgiving, here your motherfucking ass come. Hey, my brothers and cousins and nephews and nieces is going to be there. Why don't you come hang out with us? When it's time to go to the cookout and niggas got to carry grills and charcoal and motherfucking bring plates and motherfucking put mayonnaise on motherfucking sandwiches. Then they want to bring you in. They want to reel your ass in. They don't invite Pookie to that shit. He just get the fun and get to stick his dick in her. Woo-wee. Tell me I ain't lying. Hit me with a motherfucking light. Hit me with a light. Yep. Soon as cuffing season come. October, November, then they want to ring your motherfucking phone. How are you? Soon as we switch the clock back and it get dark at 4:45. Hi. Hey, big head. I was thinking about you. I get so lonely. Now they want to call your motherfucking ass. Now they want to hang out with you. But when it's summertime, no motherfucking phone ain't buzzing. Super chats. Hit me. Yep, when it get cold outside, when it's dark at 4:45. Motherfuckers, then they ringing your motherfucking phone. It's crazy. Shout out to Anesthesia Boss says, F YouTube. He says, I can't play the song. That song too long. He says right here, these niggies never ever send notifications for CGA live streams. I'm subscribed to both channels and I have to always search using the search bar to find your live streams. These assholes, fuck, I missed the first half an hour of the show. That's why it pays for me to be streaming at the same time. But that's a co-sponsorship. Shout out to you. I'm rich, man. Yeah, when the dog is dying, when it's time to move and pick and move furniture, when it's time to hang out at the motherfucking barbecue, but when the sun goes down, you don't hear shit. Yep, the pumpkin farm, you go apple dapple farming, they call you. When it's time to pay for shit, they call you. Come hang out. It'll be great. I just thought maybe you would want to come. Where Pookie at? Where the motherfucking nigga that be motherfucking buttering your tonsils at? Where the guy you was hooking up with? Where he at? Yep. They stranded. Oh, I'm stranded on this side of town. I just thought to figure out what you were doing. But where the other dude at? He get to just come over there and put dick in you and leave? All right? Yes. They're telling you, yes, that's his job. And don't worry about him and stop being controlling and insecure and stop bringing him up. He's in my past. Yeah. Yep, it's time to go wine. Oh, I found they have a wine tasting event. You want to go? Yeah, I was just thinking, I want to go to a wine tasting event. I was just wondering who I could possibly bring. And then you brought up, I was going to go to that wine tasting event. And why don't I take you? And I pay for it. Sure. Sure. How about you text me when it's time you're horny and you want to fuck and you want me to slide through? When am I getting that text message? Because I haven't got it yet. Oh, man. I don't see him no more. That's why I hadn't asked him. Okay. Yeah. You saw him when was the last time you saw him? A week ago? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to our brother Age of Machine says, I'm having multiple experiences in real time that proves what you're saying is true. He says, reform lame, never a Pookie. Grew up thinking I was out of the game. Mistake. This reach back era would have had me done in without your coverage. Yes. Like the things that I bring up, unfortunately, guys just dismiss, well, that don't happen to me because I'm the man, you know what I mean? And I'm the other guy, so I don't know what you're talking about. And I can't relate, amen. Like I hate guys that do that because they're hiding something. Can't relate. Not me. Never happens to me. All right. Did I say it happened to you? See, what you mistake is you're thinking that you have to agree because it happened to you. That's not the point. You don't have to agree because it happened to you. You have to agree that women do this. So you're intelligent enough to know that it doesn't have to be anecdotal. You know it happens. You can confirm it by just saying, yeah, I'm the other guy. I can confirm these bitches do that. You don't have to say, can't relate. Nobody's trying to get you to relate. We're trying to get you to acknowledge that this is being done, and you simply are acknowledging it by saying, never happens to me. Okay, do you know anybody it happens to? That's the question. And yeah, and it means they happen to them. They just don't want to say it. I don't know, man. This has never heard of such a thing. Can't relate. These niggas right here can't relate. Hey, so what? Did it happen to your brother? Have you ever heard anybody else talk about this? You know it exists. Can't relate. But it's still true. Right here. What I'm saying is true. I don't give a fuck if you can't relate that it never happened to you, but it did. But that's neither here nor there. All right. You don't want to admit it. Fine. Right here. All right. Anyway. He says, I recently was reached out by a chick that played me terribly when I was 24 and 26. Now she's 49 and she reached out. She's never been married, claiming she's been celibate for 13 years. Yeah. Okay. They'll tell you, I haven't fucked anybody since I've been with you. How long have you? It's been 3 months. I just haven't fucked anybody. I just couldn't. Lies. They was with somebody last night. All right, so there it is right there. Age of Machine says, shout out to you. He says, I would have been done for without this coverage. We're hitting you with this reel. We hitting you with this wheel. Shout out to Joshua Moon says, all facts, sir. All facts. And never take it personal because, yeah, this is how they do people. Like I told people on my JUCO stream, you have to understand, women have a price for everybody. Like we're not on the same price sheet. Like if you go to Thailand women have the same price. Like if you go into the restaurant, you go into the bar, like not the freelancers. We're talking about when you go into the bar, you ever see them, they go into the bar, they be like, all right, hoes, line up, sucky, $5, pokey, $50. All right, we'll give you the purple nurple for, they have a menu. And everybody get the same menu. You just look, all right, I'll take the purple nurple. All right, I'll take the pokey. I'll take it, run it up the Duke shoot. I'll take the dirty Sanchez. Like you start just ordering shit up and they come up with a tab. All right, that'll be $150. But with women, they don't have a menu. They basically get to say, all right, for you, free. For you, $200. For you, $2,000. For you, $10,000. They basically get to just set the price. And this is what we do for women. Okay. I was with a Ling Ling the other day, and that's what she said. She climbed in the bed and she was like, oh, sucky. All right. I kid you not. I was like, don't say that.
What kind of fuck you give me?
She was like, oh, sucky. But yeah, it's you how women work is that you're in a place, just like this box that they showed. You're in a place. You're in a box. And based on who you are, you get to play a certain role. You get to play a certain role depending on who you are. Okay, A, I'll give you this. D, you get that. B, you get this. C, you get that. Now, we have to understand that even on the trick marketplace, even in Thailand, the freelancers, they just have a different price. For you, it's this. For him, it's that. And it is what it is. It is what it is. Shout out to H Everyday says that's called the ain't shit free life. Or sorry, that's called the ain't shit life. Free agent lifestyle for life. The ain't shit life. Yeah, the where y'all find these women at, that's another one. Where y'all find these women at? I can't find them. Never been around these type of women. Nigga, do you have sisters? Shout out to Paris Francais. He says, showing support, free agent lifestyle for life. Do you have friends, nigga? You don't have no friends. You don't have anybody that talks about relationships around you. Everybody's just a cool alpha male smoking cigars around you, wearing big hats and tight pants, capri pants, and alligator skin shoes, right? Sitting around with wearing shoes with no socks. All right, you guys are sitting around. Come here, bitch. Suck my dick. All right, I'm good. Drinking old fashions and whiskey. Because we're the fucking guys. You know, fuck these other guys. I don't care what the fuck they're going to. We're alpha males. What? These guys are complaining about hoes? Couldn't be me. We're just super cool and shit. I got my shirt buttoned all the way down to the here and shit. Right here. Let me check my portfolio of Bitcoin. Still a millionaire. Can't relate. Never could happen to me. Because I was the fucking man. I've been the man. I was the man next to the man. I'm still the man. I was the best football player, basketball, and track player in school. Can't relate. Oh, look at this. Just won my 6-leg parlay. I'm cool. I never lose a bet. I'm actually got all the bitches. I still get all the bitches and they get them for free. Take a shot of whiskey. It puts hair on your chest. Hold on. My capri pants are getting tight and my feet are sweaty in my motherfucking loafers. But here's some whiskey. Puts hair on my chest. Right? These niggas like, that's how they sound. You know what I mean? Can't relate. I got bitches on webcams in business. I pimp these hoes. Ass nigga. Right? The bitch never played me out here. I've never had any problems with women. They know me. My reputation precedes me, ass nigga. Fucking guys. I was the homecoming king, the prom king. I scored 4 touchdowns in homecoming game. Ass nigga. Shout out to our brother Justin S. Cervantes says, cook these niggas, coach. He says, on my grind and just dropped 35 pounds. And I do say I'm looking very jacked. Hoes is choosing your boy left and right here in Austin, Tejas. Wives and girlfriends, they be the thirstiest. It's 2025 boss up season. Niggas, you better boss up out here, man.
Better boss up, nigga.
Better boss up. Better boss up. It's out here. It don't matter if you're a girl, you got a girl, they choosing. No government name, BH. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for the sponsorship. Shout out to Justin getting in shape. Age of Machines says, I'm having multiple experiences in real time that proves what you're saying is true. All right, I think I said that already. Yep. Shout out to Age of Machines. He says, I have a coworker who's planning to leave to another state for a woman he just met once. She still lives with her ex-husband and 2 kids.
Y'all ready for this?
Yo. There are some men that's doing some tragic shit. Tragedy. You met her once. She lives with her ex-husband. You gonna go fly down there and move. You're gonna move states. Wow. Wow. Shout out to Eric Scott Sermon. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for the Cash App. Let's get to that main event. Do I have the main event? All right. I said I was going to do this story, but I'll do it briefly here. Black men don't cheat, they say. Well, apparently a woman exposes her partner, they call it. A woman exposes her partner for allegedly committing infidelity with over 25 women while she was pregnant. All right, there's the lovely couple. A pregnant woman, her name is Sadia Sane. She revealed she discovered her child's father had been cheating with multiple women, putting her and her unborn baby at risk with unprotected encounters. With 1 month left in her pregnancy, she learned of 2 incidences in the last 5 days involving over 25 women. Despite the betrayal and lack of warning signs, false. That was clear warning signs. She remains grateful for the revelation. She seeks prayers for herself and her baby and encourages women to prioritize their self-worth. She thanks those who informed her, attributing the timing to divine intervention. Okay, so we'll have to read it here. And it says, and sometimes you just get cheated on while pregnant. Very common. Not as uncommon as you would think. Never in 1 million years would I think that I would have made a post like this. But this has to be a new reality. I just recently found out that the father of my child had been cheating on me with multiple women unprotected, putting myself and the baby at risk. I have 1 month left in my pregnancy, 2 incidences in the last 5 days, 25 plus women. All right, this is another level of strength and adversity that I've been facing. I make this post for all the women out there who can do every single thing right with their partner and for their baby's best interest and still get an unfair hand. There were 0 signs, and I didn't know he was living a double life. While it would have been easy to break down right now, my baby needs me more than ever, and I actually am grateful that this information was presented to me so that I can learn from this. She says, keep me in your prayers. Keep my baby in your prayers. And I hope that all the women out there love themselves enough to walk away and cut things that do not honor their vision that they have for themselves, regardless of how difficult the scenario may be. God will make a way. God, Sky Daddy. He always does. He always will. Thanks to the women that have reached out to me, letting me know how of his sick behavior. I truly am so grateful for this protection and divine timing. And it says, yo, I know you heard, but trying to air me out to Instagram is so immature. Okay, so this is allegedly the father, potentially. And we got another one here. We met at Stats May 17th. He had a friend with him, but I forgot his name. That's the night his window on his car got broken. Later, he invited me to an Airbnb, and we had sex that night. It was unprotected. And I got a test, and a few weeks later, and everything came back negative, thank God. So he doesn't have any STIs. I had no idea he was sleeping with so many people. You slept with him the first night. You slept with him unprotected on the first night. I didn't know he was sleeping with all these people. Okay. He told me he was single that night and was flirting with other people as well. I know he had been trying to come up to see me a few times. Again, I'm so sorry. I actually makes me sick knowing a man can do this to the mother of his child, and you're gorgeous at that. All right, so we actually talked about this the other day, where side chicks will air you out. All right, side chicks are not side chicks for very long. So they're going to air you out. Side niggas, not so much. All right, every now and then you'll have a side nigga clap another guy in the death by simp. But nah, side chick's going to feel guilty. Girl number 2, how many times have y'all had sex? I met him on Saturday at a house party with the same homeboy she's talking about, and we had sex twice. All right, you met him on Saturday. Y'all fucked twice already. Like, and raw. And raw. Look how fast they're jumping into bed with this guy. All right, and we got another girl. Hey, girl, I'm so sorry that you're going through this. I don't know if I explained it, but we met like I said at a club after party. Okay. We have another one here. Turn sound on. Okay.
Son, that he was single. You know, he was telling me that he already had a son, that he was single. You know, he was telling me that he already had a son, that he was single. You know, he was telling me that
they keep repeating that.
And everything. We'd been drinking a lot. And I told him to use a condom, and he was like kind of like fighting me on it. Like I remember him like saying he didn't really want to use it and like kind of going back and forth with me. And I was just like, well, we're not doing anything if you don't use a condom. But I do have a feeling, and I can't prove this, but I do have a feeling that he took it off at the very end.
When it comes to sex, they play ignorant. I think he took it off at the end. You can't tell between raw dick in your pussy and latex wrap dick. You can't tell. I don't know. I just think that he might have you couldn't tell. He could tell. You could tell. And he probably nutted really quickly here. All right. He took it off. He stealthed her. All right. So and I really don't know. It was dark inside and I couldn't feel anything. And I was numb inside between my legs. Stop. You knew he did. And you knew he nutted in you and the condom was off. You knew it.
And everything. We've been drinking a lot.
We've been drinking a lot. Blame it on the alcohol.
Mm-hmm. So I left it at that because I was already getting those signs. But truly, I apologize from my end just because I didn't do my due diligence to ask those questions.
Yeah. It's okay. I mean, I appreciate you even apologizing, but clearly your intuition was telling you something, you know?
Yeah, it definitely was.
Yeah. And so, where did y'all have sex?
We were in the car.
You did it in the car?
Yeah.
Listen to these women, man. Listen to these women. All of them out here supposed to be holier than thou. They supposed to be practicing monogamy. All these bitches tossing their legs up. Car, drunk, right? Hook up, getting stealth, nutted in. I didn't know. I met him at the club. He was with a homeboy. Look at all this shit. One after the next, these hoes telling on each other.
So this was like after the party. Like what date was this?
This was just last week on Thursday.
Just last week. This nigga got a hell of a rotation. All right, he is busy. All right, but as we say, man, all men pay. All men pay. What seems like some free sex, all right, it is definitely paying for it. And he's going to pay a hell of a lot in child support. But you're a grown-ass woman fucking in the car, bruh. I mean, we can't. And all of these that were pump and dumps. All of these were pump and dumps, obviously. That's why they telling. But, of course, side chicks. And, yeah, the behavior is deplorable. Although 25 women is, I mean, at the JUCO, you can get that easily. Right. But now, all of a sudden, you know, now it's gang up on him, and he was the bad guy. But y'all bitches was out there with y'all legs up for a nigga you didn't know, getting raw dogged. Didn't do no due diligence. But, of course, yeah, if it's me, they taking diligent steps. All right, they ain't hooking up. But when I tell you all these women be hooking up, they be hooking up. And then they come to you, hey, my family's having a party and a barbecue, and we need some men here to, you know, carry all the equipment and set up tables and chairs, and maybe you want to come. Maybe bring a drink, and maybe you can bring some food, and nigga, you literally supplying the party, getting no pussy. All right, but of course, when the alcohol kicks in, niggas is going raw. All right, look at that, Roski. Just like that, hook up, don't even know his name, he didn't know the homeboy's name. We got drunk. He fought me about the condom, took my legs up. I'm in the back seat of my Jeep. All of a sudden, the pussy being given up. But you done hung out for 6 hours. You out there sweating. You out there on the barbecue grill because Unc taking a piss break. You put more ice in the cooler. No pussy. None. You at the club, you at the day club, you at the kid's birthday party, you paying for drinks. They got mimosas going. Oh, you want some motherfucking drinks? Oh, yeah, here, pay for that. $900 bottle of this. Cool. Thanks for inviting me. Thanks for inviting me. Drinks on everybody. And you just sitting off to the side and everybody having a party and doing 2C and coca and ketamine and they having a party. Are you having fun? Okay, good, nigga. Yeah, anyway. And you off to the side like. Then when the party's done, oh, we got to go. You know what I mean? I'm going to take a shower and we're going to another party after this. It's more of my high school friends and my college friends. You might not want to go to that. But thanks for everything. Thanks for paying everything. And, you know, I'll hit you up later. And then she at the party over there, alcohol in the back seat of somebody's car. Can you clean all this up? You'll take care of this. We got to go. You going to pay for the bill? Okay, cool. We got to go. And they gone. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, yeah. I didn't think I was going to fuck tonight anyway. Yeah, okay, I'll hit you up next week and maybe you won't fuck nobody else in between there, right? Yeah, okay, cool. All right, I'll do it. Yep, she give you the side hug. Yeah, I'm a little sticky. We've been outside all day. Yeah. Yeah. And you just standing there by yourself. And everybody looking at you. Everybody plays the fool. Everybody, you the fool ass nigga. Now you realize what happened. You walk into the car all lonely by yourself. You walking all the way down the block. You walk into the car. All right, everybody outside drinking in they red cup. They like, yeah, nigga, okay, yeah. Oh, look at this loser ass nigga. You walk into the car. Get in your car, drive home. You drive home by yourself. You walk into your house by yourself. Oh, hi, Rover. Pet your dog. Your dog looking at you like, ruh-roh. You walk into the house, you know what I mean? It's all like 9:30 and shit. You know she about to get fucked in about 3 hours. You walk in the house. Oh, yeah. There's some leftover pizza. Some chicken from the other day, I guess. Yeah, I guess I'm going to get some chicken and some garlic bread. And let me see what's on ESPN. And guess I'll grab a beer. Hi, doggy. I guess I need to take you for a walk before you dookie in the house. You walking your dog. Meanwhile, she at the party with her legs up and shit getting raw dogged. Yep, dog done peed in the carpet, pissed, threwed up. Oh, I got to clean up dookie and throw up now. Oh, I'm sorry, son. Yeah, I'm sorry, Rover. I left you. I was at the party paying for everybody's fun and getting no pussy at the end of it. Now you're like, all right, I guess I'll jerk off. I saw a lot of other hotties there. Oh, my goodness. You throw your keys in the key bowl. Everything all quiet at the house. Crickets is cricking. You outside, wait for your dog to piss. You outside with the crickets cricking. And then she over there, toss legs, she over there like this. She getting sprayed in the face. He ain't even throwing her a towel. He just like, yeah, bitch, yeah. All right, I'm going home to my wife, my baby mama. Bye, bitch. And then another nigga come in the door. Whoop. You all clean? It's my turn now. All right, my turn. The homeboy is like, yeah, I see you in here. Are you still drunk and high? My turn. Then she call you up 2 weeks later. How are you? Have another family event to invite you to. He didn't go to no club. He didn't go to no pay for no drinks. He didn't go to none of that shit. He didn't pay for the kid's birthday present, nothing. And you watching reruns of Matlock. And she on her knees bobbing her head and shit. Now, I don't want nobody to ever say no, because we just heard several women in a 2-week period just say that they just got that done to them. Look at all these women. They said that. Look. Oh, I met him at a party. Ugh. This another one. Oh, he was with his homeboy at a house party. Ugh.
Hey girl, I'm so sorry that you're going through this right now.
Ugh.
And he was telling me that he already had a son, that he was single.
Ugh.
Everything, we'd been drinking a lot. And I told him to use a condom, and he was.
Ugh.
So I left it at that because I was already getting those signs, but.
Ugh. And I'm to watch 2 reruns and episodes of MASH. I don't watch episode after episode of MASH. Ooh-wee. They be treating niggas cold out here, bro. It's a cold, evil-ass world out here. Main event. Kanye West is in trouble here. Let's do the main event. Let's see here. Where is it at? I guess we'll do crime and law for a banner. All right, Kanye West. He has one of his assistants at a party getting treated just like we just talking about. So this is not a stretch of the imagination right here. Kanye's ex-assistant accuses him of sexual assault and sex trafficking, claims he shoved his salami in her mouth. All right, there you go right there.
It's barbecue in there.
All right, it says right here, the woman's name is Lauren Pisciotta. I actually reported on this. This is an amended complaint. The former assistant who previously sued the rapper for sexual harassment in 2024, well, she just circled the block again and is coming out with even more. There's a typo there. It should be and is coming out with even more allegations against him. In the second amended complaint filed this week, Pisciotta claimed Kanye did way more to her than she originally revealed. Oh, she just added. Oh, he did do some more things. In these new allegations, they're wild. We're talking assault, battery, stalking, sexual battery, sex trafficking, and false imprisonment, right? This is fresh off the heels of Diddy. And this is still not the full list. According to TMZ, who obtained the court docs, Pisciotta says the disturbing behavior started during a business trip to San Francisco. She alleges Ye made unwanted advances, including trying to kiss her and randomly asking what her vagina is like. It didn't stop there. According to TMZ, and there's the woman there. There's the woman there. As you can see. It says right here, she sued him in 2025. We already got that one right there. And it says right there, on a business trip, they stayed in a hotel in San Francisco where they were breaking ground on Ye's new Donda school. Kanye started making unwanted advances. Pisciotta said she tried to rebuff Kanye, but he kissed her on the mouth and asked her what her vagina was like. She says she tried again. She again tried to fend him off, but it was to no avail, claiming things took a dark turn after a writing session for a new album in his hotel suite. Now, I'm going to just tell you, I believe she's also taking credit. Oh, my goodness. All right, look at the rack on this woman.
Oh, the humanity.
All right, look at that. All right, are those falsies? Those kind of look real. They might be fake. All right, judging from the tight tummy right here. She doesn't have that much real body fat to be having those big bodacious tatas. Those are definitely bolt-ons. I can't show that on YouTube. It says, Pisciotta says Kanye jerked off and touched her peace sleeve before falling asleep mid-sentence as he was talking to her. This is according to a writing session. So y'all were in a room writing lyrics, and he jerked off, touched her peace sleeve, and fell asleep mid-sentence as he was talking to her. She also alleges that Kanye showed up at her hotel room and demanded that she let him use her shower before pushing his way through the door. Pisciotta says Kanye shoved her onto the bed, pinned her down, forced his Dilsnick in her mouth. She says she begged and pleaded to the symphony to stop and froze in shock and fear. She says Kanye eventually stopped, apologized to her, and walked out of the room. Now, this is a tweet from Kanye about this woman after the original lawsuit. Why did I never F Lauren Pisciotta? She smelled funny, and half of the NBA can attest to that. Oh, my.
Oh, the humanity.
So he's insinuating that she was an NBA pass-around. This is Kanye West in one of his famous all-capital letter tweets, amongst other tirades. So apparently, she said the NBA has all tested that Poonany. The NBA niggies all tested that Poonany. NBA pass around. That's what he's saying right there, which it would be no surprise. And get this, Pisciotta said Ye offered her as a sexual gift to someone in exchange for Ye having sex with that person's significant other. She says Ye notoriously offered women as sexual gifts to men. Okay. Actually, the woman, Corinne Steffens, actually talked about that today. It says, by the way, in her first amended complaint filed in May, Pisciotta accused Kanye of drugging her at a studio session co-hosted by Diddy, amongst other things. That's what I do remember reporting this, because she tried to throw Diddy in there. We reached out to Ye. So far, no word back. All right, so Ye hasn't responded, but I guess he was at church with Jesse Lee Peterson this weekend, so maybe he does have a comment related to that. Now, this story doesn't exactly line up because there's just so many opportunities that he got to do these things, which makes things questionable. But I will say, a lot of women do deal with sexual harassment continuously. So they'll get harassed once and over again and over again just to keep their job because they got to pay rent. According to these type of people here, they got to pay some rent.
Your rent's due, motherfucker.
So sexual harassment is almost not one time. It does happen multiple times. But then you ask, okay, first of all, he's putting something in your mouth. If you don't want it in there, I mean, did he hold the back of your head? Did you not bite it? Don't matter. Just don't bite it. You didn't bite it off. You didn't bite that little gummy worm. You know, I'm pretty sure you've seen erratic behavior by Kanye West already. And you even said he would jerk off next to you and just pass out. You know, you would have to question why people stick around at these type of jobs. Why? Because the money. Right? The money. Let's just say this. What we have to call this now, what we have to call this, and we have to call it this, these people sell their souls to the industry, to the nanny goat, to the devil, to whatever. They sell their souls to this industry. They sell their souls to the nanny goat. These are whores of the highest. And Kanye West, these people, they sell their souls to the nanny goat or whatever, right? So they're all complicit in this Hollywood music industry. This has been the way it's been for a long time. I cannot feel sorry for them. They don't respect themselves. They take the money. They take these jobs. They're high prestige. You're able to fly here, jet set there. You're able to be around certain people. And they sell their pussy and soul to these men. They know what time it is. You know what you have to do. Now, if you can choose to not do it, you can certainly choose to not do it and not be in these situations when they're doing these things multiple times. And you can choose to be like, hey, I don't want to do this. But what happens is they say, I have a right to do this. This is my job. He employs me. I'm dependent on his money. No, you're not. You can go get another job. Go get another job. But you guys choose to play the devil's advocate, sell your soul to the industry. You can't pivot out of the industry because that's all you could do. Who personal assistant you going to be next? The next guy going to say, who you going to be? Smokey Robinson next? You all know what that allegedly might happen. Would you going to be Smokey Robinson's assistant next? All right, I was Kanye's assistant. Now I'm going to be Smokey Robbins' assistant. It's going to be the same thing. Them guys are going to be like, yeah, you know what time it is. Unzip them pants. All right, let me get behind you. You know what time it is. You're 22 years old, no fucking job experience. They're paying you 6 figures to be a personal assistant and book hotel rooms and bring baby oil to the room and set up the room for orgies. You stay on the job. Now you want to come out here and complain. When you done flew on planes, private jets, you done ate up all the food and drank up on the drink. You know what these guys doing? You know what they're doing? Don't act all innocent. I'm innocent. This is what I don't get. Don't act innocent now. Don't try to piggyback off Cassie. See, what you try to do is piggyback off Cassie, thinking Kanye was going to be next, thinking Diddy was going to get that slam dunk. All right, but Diddy didn't get slam dunk, so now your case looking frivolous right now. But they sell their soul. They sell their soul. They put themselves in these jobs. They see these orgies. They see people getting sexually harassed. They see this, and not that I'm saying that it's fine, but that's what that industry does. It's the same as athletics. It's the same as the music industry. It's the same as Hollywood. Don't come to me now and complain when you knew what time it was. And it's Kanye West of all people. He's a loose cannon, so I can't imagine that he was actually professional at any time. I can't imagine his professionalism was on par, right, at any time in his career. All right, let me get that. That's just sad to see. It's sad to see that people do this and then try to blame everybody else on the way out and get that bag. What they don't want to do is go back to work because they know there's no work out there. So they're like, what do I do? All right, shout out to our brother. It is Tymel says, love the show. Thank you. Shout out to you. Snap Tech Fix says, unadulterated truth. CGA gives real game. Real game and real solutions, right? We know it. Just know, you know where you stand. Sometimes you stand some way with some women, some way with the other women. Shout out to Ty to real people like this are spreading the herb dirt by doing raw with strangers. Asymptomatic shedding is real. Yeah, get your tests. You guys get your tests. So a lot of men tend to be asymptomatic when it comes to herb derp, especially HSV2. Okay. So you don't have any signs or symptoms, but you can definitely carry and pass on. You don't have to have any warts or you don't have to have any scabs or any of this. Typically, women will have warts on the inside and they may have an infestation or an outbreak on the outside. They typically have more signs and symptoms that they have it just based on the anatomical situation. Us, on the other hand, not so much. So you do want to get tested. Going raw is a risk. I mean, listen, sex was meant to be raw. Like the Lord made sex not for us to put a sheath on our dick. All right. So it was meant to be raw. So the obvious conventional thing to believe is that it feels better raw. We know this. Everybody knows this. But you do have to be careful and don't assume that you're with someone that hasn't just been sexually intimate with someone recently. That is the number one thing you got to know, especially when you're at the JUCO or you're dating. If somebody's dating and you met them on a dating app, just assume they was fucking somebody and possibly raw. And people are on dating apps in full-blown relationships, men and women. So, you know, they might have an ex-boyfriend still getting it. It is out there, and the paternity fraud alone tells you, the STI alone tells you that people out here just sharing. They sharing. And the majority of men are not getting pussy. So that means a small minority of men are getting the majority of the pussy. So it is the same guys and they going raw in many women. They're going raw in women that work, strippers, prostitutes, hookup girls, JUCOs, sugar babies, OnlyFans girls. They going raw. Most people go raw. I told you the stats on condom use, and it is deplorable. I know people think, not me. All right, can't relate. I wear a condom every time. Here's the thing. When it comes to condom sex, it is rare that people use condoms. It's not the rule. It is rare. Most people are having raw doggy. Most people, and most times they have sex, it's almost always raw. So the stats tell us almost like 30% and 28% respectively between men and women. On the first encounter, 36%, 28% is condom sex. The first encounter. So the first time you fuck. But the second, third, fourth time, it plummets. It decreases significantly. Okay? It decreases. So let's say you were with a woman and you were with her the first night. Okay? Or the first, you met her and she came over at 7 o'clock and you start fucking her. First time, condom. Second time you hit that night, the condom there might not be a condom. All right? Because it's the second night, you're comfortable, you didn't see any signs. Or the next day you hit, no condom. It goes down quickly. Now, what's even worse, and I know you guys hate this conversation and you want to blame me and say I'm advocating for raw sex. I'm not. I'm just telling you the reality of people are not using condoms like you would believe. Here's the reality. When people are cheating on each other, less likely to use a condom. Less likely. You would think it would be more likely. Oh, they have a person. You obviously know they have a person. So you obviously will protect yourself, right? Wrong. When a person knows they have another person and they're cheating, they're less likely to use a condom. And it would be easy conventional. It would not be conventional wisdom. It would only make sense because, number one, I have a boyfriend or a girlfriend. Pause. If I have a girlfriend, I'm least likely to carry a condom around. I'm used to raw sex. I'm not used to condom sex. I have a girlfriend. So I'm having a condom around is going to get me caught. Right? If my girlfriend finds a condom in my pocket, she's going to be like, "Why do you have a condom in your pocket?" It's indicating that you intend to cheat. It's indicating that you're trying to cheat. So a condom is a dead giveaway to the other person that you're intending or you're cheating. So you're not going to keep it around. So then when you meet your other person that you're cheating with, you don't have one. Neither do they. Women don't have a condom. Why? Because they don't want the same thing that happened to them. The boyfriend finds condoms in their purse. What is this? We've been in a relationship for 4 years. Why you got a condom in your purse? Then condoms smell, especially when you add friction and pussy juice and nut. It's going to smell like latex and rubber. So if she's cheating, why does she want to go home smelling like latex and rubber? It's going to be a dead giveaway when she walks in the door and the husband was like, "Let me eat that Poonany," and he smells latex and rubber around her hands, her mouth, and her pussy. It's going to be a dead giveaway what she was doing. So back to what I was saying. When you're in a relationship and you're cheating, these people are less likely to use a condom statistically. Then where are you going to put the condom? In the trash can, in your car ashtray? You got to get rid of the condom with your nut in it. So you don't want this. You don't want this problem when you're cheating. So people are going to less likely to do it and just let me get it in raw. There goes then people that have other people at home. They're cheating on them. They're not using condoms like 90% of the time. That being said, condoms are not the norm at all. They're not the norm. What are you going to tell? The woman's going to tell you she was blowing up balloons at work? That's why her mouth smells like latex? Then when you go peace leave to mouth, ass to peace leave, ass to mouth, kissing on each other, the reality is it is crazy rare for people to be out here using condoms. And the things that you do, y'all will do everything with your mouth, your hands, your fingers, and your little prick. And then guess what? Right when you about to slide it in, oh, do you have a condom? Man, we already done everything already. We didn't put our mouth. Everybody done put their mouth on it. You didn't licked it. You didn't kissed it. You didn't touched it. You didn't swallowed the joy juice, the jungle juice. You done did everything already. But for that little 5 minutes, you feel like you protected yourself, which I want people to protect themselves. But what I'm saying is y'all already done swapped bodily fluids at this point. Y'all done passed the shit on. All right. You done put it on your mouth. It's on your tongue. It's in the back of your gonorrhea, back in your throat already. You got herpes in your mouth like Cassie. You think that little 5 minutes is about to make a difference? You done already slipped the head in and it's dangling in between her legs. She got it on her thigh already. But hey, protect yourself if you want to. And before you slide in hers, yes. Shout out to Hustle Every Day. I was talking about the ABCD diagram with Pookie Maximus. He says that's the ain't shit life. No one wants you around. The Pookie Maximus. The ain't shit life. Right here. But don't fool yourself. The people that say, I wear a condom every time and I always strap up, you are in rare territory. Statistically, that is not the case. All right, that is not even the case. And I did a show on this, so you guys can look it up. Statistically, you're abnormal. That's abnormal behavior. It's behavior that we want people to do and engage in, but you're literally abnormal. All right, to be able to be wrapping it up every time. You're against the statistics. Shout out to our brother here. It is Rudolph. He says, Coach, in your masculine course, please have a breakdown of women inviting you to pay for everything, pat you on the head, then call Pookie to put her to bed. Your words equals flashback PTSD. Ugh. I got a situation like that. I just had a woman do that. I hadn't talked to her for weeks. Then she invited me to some shit. That's why it was on the top of my head. It was top of mind awareness, right? So it just happened to me. I haven't talked to her in weeks. We literally decided, hey, we ain't gonna work. I had messaged her. I had to message her. She didn't message me. Now, in her mind, let's just give her the benefit of the doubt. She was trying to re-engage. But wrong motherfucking situation, right? The way you re-engage is you and your friend over to get fucked. That's how you re-engage. Because that's how you re-engaging with Pookie. Like, you didn't invite Pookie, I'm pretty sure. You didn't invite the other nigga. You didn't invite the ex-girlfriend. I mean, the ex-boyfriend. I'm sure he didn't get an invitation. I'm sure he didn't get an invitation. So then all of a sudden she was like, okay, maybe I'll just re-engage and invite him to something and just to be, maybe we can reconnect, right? So maybe it was just that. Or maybe it was, let's invite this nigga over and he'll pay for everything. Now, I'm going to say it's option B. Just because I'm defensive. I like to defend myself. So I'm going to just immediately say no. Nah, you ain't fixing to use me. But on her end, it might not have been that. But let's just say it was. I still ain't, you didn't invite me over to fuck. I know your ex or your Pookie and him, you still fucking him. Why didn't he get an invitation to pay for shit? Right? So, yeah. But I need to acknowledge Rudolph with the double sponsorship.
I'm rich, bitch.
Shout out to Rudolph with the double up.
I'm rich,
Rudolph,
bitch.
you made it all worth it tonight. You made it all worth it tonight. You came through. All right. Thank you, Rudolph. But he said put it in there that you're invited to pay for shit. All right. But it works like that, man. It works like that. And we just have to acknowledge that's the case. Shout out to Tonio Ocasio over here. What's up, Coach? You were so right about escorts having boyfriends and not telling them. 3 years ago, I seen an Asian JUCO and banged her every week. And one time I asked her, do you have a boyfriend? She said, yeah, but he doesn't know what I'm doing. He says, I'm on her RP side and he's on her blue pill side. Facts. Just the one thing about people don't know about the dark side. A lot of these girls have boyfriends, all right? They got boyfriends or ex-boyfriends. They got people that they're dealing with. 100%. So he said you was dealing with her. It says 3 years ago you were seeing her, banging her every week, and you just asked, you got a boyfriend? Oh, yeah. You don't know what I'm doing. It's scary. It is super scary out here, man. I mean, I know, man, and I know you guys don't see it. You might not see it. Shout out to the people who see it, but it's mad scary. Once you go on the dark side, you realize how people be working and creeping around here. It's bad news. I mean, I've had A lot of girls have boyfriends. Like, I don't care, though. It ain't none of my business. My business is the business. But a lot of you guys are like, oh, man. And then you think you got a cool little girl, and she just... Hey, man, they call it the oldest profession. In my mind, I'm going to just say this. Before I say that, let me say this. Drago says, been on both sides, coach. Sometimes the girl is just into someone else. She's effing somebody else until you get the late night text a month later asking for Netflix and chill. That's how I knew she was never mine. It was just my turn. So yes. So your turn could come back up. Like, it is batter up. She basically moves people down the rotation. I do the same thing, by the way. People move out and they move around and you move people up. So she invites you you play this role, but eventually she might invite you over. But I'm going to say this. And I'm going to leave it at this. In my mind, if you take a woman that's 20 to 30 years old, there's no way they're self-supporting without doing some sort of monetized work. You heard that. I'm going to say it again. And this is just basically just seeing my experience, seeing what's going on here. There's no way that you have a 20 or 30-year-old woman self-supporting herself without some sort of monetized work. That means dating for food, selling a little pussy on the side, feet pictures, Instagram thotting, putting cash apps in their Instagram bio. Have you ever seen the high school graduate or the girl that turns 21 and she paints her car? Just turned 21 and she puts her cash app on the window. And every car that passes on the freeway, she's in the car like this. Hi. That's the same thing. That's monetized. So she sees, and how women see life is that they are supposed to be giving things for the possibility of sex or the outright engagement of sex. Meaning dating, that includes that too. It includes women who are married in that age demographic. Marriage is included in there too. So what I'm saying is this includes strippers and whatnot across the board. And I have no judgment for these. This includes women that go to bars to get niggas to pay for drinks. It's the same thing. It's all monetized. It's not just selling of sex. It's the possibility of sex. It's the chance of sex. And all of that. I just can't see many women in that age group that are not using any of that type of strategy to supplement their income or get access to shit. All right. They're dating a guy. They're trying to date up. It all is the same. Oh, by the way, if you actually include women who do drugs, you have to ask, how are they getting the drugs? Okay. You have to ask, how are they getting drugs? Like, do the math. How much do drugs cost? It's not a cheap thing. But if they constantly have access to drugs, you just have to say, how are they getting it? We're monetized. Sometimes they hook up with the plug. Sometimes they hang out with enough Chads, and Chads hit that. Tattoos. How are they getting all these tattoos? You have to ask yourself, how does she afford 8, 10 tattoos? How? Well, tattoo artists will tell you, they hitting them guts. So what I'm saying, and then you include being able to pay rent and electric bills. They also text dudes to, can you Uber me over here? I got to go over here. They'll just text the dude randomly. Hey, could you set up an Uber over here? I'm over here with my girl pals and we're stuck and I only got $2.80 in my purse. And then they'll set up a dude and he'll send her an Uber and she's Ubering to her boyfriend's house or the next dude's house. So when we look at this, you got to add it up. You go, how are they able to do this? Don't even mention the trips on Instagram. Don't even mention vacations. Because for me to go on a vacation is $10,000, $20,000 easily. Where they getting it? Where they getting? I went on vacation. I paid by myself. You paid for an airline ticket, a hotel, excursions, drinks, dinners, souvenirs. You got bikinis and bikini Brazilian wax, hair did, nails painted. You paid with what? You probably took out a loan. Paid with what? You scammed somebody's credit card. Paid with what? Talking about almost damn near $10,000. And they done took five of these vacations. Paid with what? There's no way. There's no way. The math ain't mathing. The math ain't mathing. And a lot of these women figuring this out. Oh, man, how they making this work? The math ain't mathing. And she took days off of her little fucking job. How much PTO she got? So you got to think, man. You got to think. So when you're looking at it, they ain't making that much money. The men ain't making that much money. How they covering it? The rare exception is able to cover these things by herself with no help. Maybe she has family that helps and stuff like that. So anyway, it's what it is. Don't think too hard about it because you'll try to give them an out. But shout out to our brother here. One of my favorite chapters is Jacob in the Free Agent Lifestyle book is Going Solo, which I do after reading the book. And you did it. And he says, even though before I like you go to movies and dinners and museums, but it's all right to occasionally want to bring someone else at times. This is true. We talk about that as the next level. Bringing someone else, you don't have to always go by yourself. There is benefit to bringing someone else, but we're talking about not bringing someone else to impress her and this type of thing. Kevin Sullivan says, I just seen a just got married. Buy the bride a drink with the Cash App on the window. You see that? So just think, if they get $40 and $50 in Cash Apps, $120 each day they paint that on their car, that's more than you're going to get. You ain't getting none of that as a guy. You ain't getting none of that. Shout out to the math guy right there. He says, yep, just check the average of her earnings in her age group and residence and compare it against the average cost and say a trip, and boom, you'll see how they're funding it. Yep. It's just what it is.
When I start selling pussy, I don't want to hear it.
Just like that, man. And that's just the way it's always been. Shout out to the Coach Gang. We out of here. Peace.